Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Juice in the Morning. I'm your host, Justin Kelly, because remember, we are kind of trying to be more professional, and I am Justin Kelly. Juice is not dead. He's still here. He kind of came out last night while I was playing video games and drinking with my friends. I had about 6 Miller Lights, and I skipped breakfast just for that fact that I would have to save some calories, and I had about 6 Miller Lights and a couple shots of bourbon, and got up and went to the gym today. So it was a very productive weekend, but I was getting a little wild on some Modern Warfare last night, and we had a good time. But this episode is not about me. This episode is about the 2 guests that I have today with me on a Zoom call. To my right, I guess, I don't know what you guys are looking at on your screen. I guess to my left is Jake Hahn. He is one of the, I think, biggest fans of Juice in the Morning, as well as one of my favorite people in the world to work with in general. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good, buddy, and I feel the same way about you. I'm a huge fan. Been a Juice in the Morning fan since the beginning, so I'm good, though.
That, buddy. All right. And then below, I know Jake had a long night at work, but we are going to get him energized because we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, stuff that he's interested in, stuff that he likes, which is film and television. And then also one of my other brothers from another mother, Joe Leatherman. We have been friends for quite some time. We've done a lot of work together with podcasts, and we've hung out a lot, but I would also like to continue our work together in the film, just media in general. How are you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man.
You're looking fantastic. The beard's looking good. I've
Thanks.
never seen you with long hair. It's kind of a crazy look.
This is the longest that my hair has ever been.
I really like it. I feel like you've your style and look has changed immensely from when we first met.
True. When we worked together in the regular job.
Yeah.
World.
The fun. See, I have no problems talking about that job now because I don't fucking work there anymore. That place was hell, and it still is.
It was horrible.
I feel bad for the people that still work in that industry, but I'm happy for them that they. It seems to be doing better with the COVID stuff, and it seems like the company's taking care of them a little bit better. They're owned by a different company than what owned us when we worked there.
Well, so what is that? The 4th company change in the amount of time that we were there?
Yeah, for sure. It says turn my mic up, Juice. Let me see if I can do that real quick. I don't know if I can turn it up. All right, that's about as loud as I can get it right now. But you can hear me. I think we're good. But anyways, we are here. We are hanging out, we're talking, and the first thing that I really wanted to get into is Jake Hahn is with us today, and Jake is doing a lot of writing for some projects that we're really working on. And Jake, while I mess with this audio a little bit, tell people kind of like what we've been working on and kind of tease the way you want to do it, because I'm going to leave it completely up to you, man. It's
Sure.
Your baby. I'm working on it. I'm trying to just be executive producer over here.
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, this all started. We're working on a series called Hightail, which we are in the process of doing, but COVID has kind of held things back. But we will be finishing that. It's a bigger.
It's a big project. It's a very big project.
Yeah, it's a bigger picture too. I mean, this is like a 3-year thing we're looking at here for that, if it all goes the way we want it to. But we discussed, I don't know, about a month ago that I had this idea for an audio drama script, and I talked to you about it, about playing one of the main roles in it. And the script's called Foreseeable, and It's a thriller, and it's about I'll just kind of give a little bit of a tease here. Husband and wife on their 10th anniversary, heading to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, going to a cabin in the woods in the middle of nowhere. He has plans of murdering her, but he doesn't realize that his wife can hear his plotting in his head, because she can hear thoughts in her head. So that is the basic,
that's a synopsis.
That's what I'll give. yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be funny though too. So I hope people look forward to listening to that. I think we're shooting for a Valentine's Day release. I hope. That's
Yes,
what I'm wanting.
I
So
will
I
work
think
my hardest on editing and sound effects and all that stuff, and make sure that it gets out. As long as we get it all recorded, I think I can get it done.
But if not, I mean, like we want to make a good production though.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. But I think we can get this rolling pretty soon, and we got a good cast. Justin Kelly is one of our main characters. Rachel Crosby, who's a very talented voice actor, and just got Matt Warren involved. He just joined up, and he's going to play a great part.
He's going to be fantastic as well.
And then Jonathan Botten, who's a great mutual friend between us.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great in it too. So I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about directing it, and I've been writing the script. I'm still writing it. It's been really fun to do, and I can't wait to get it started. So it's going to be great, man. I can't wait.
Yes, me either, dude. And I also want to give a shout out to Rachel Crosby and Miguel Pedroza for following in the stream chat. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. They're both people that we've worked with on these projects. And Rachel is one of the, I guess I would say that she's going to be the star of Foreseeable. So
she is.
Everybody be ready for her. I guess that's going to be her debut, because that'll be out before Hightail for sure.
Yep. Yeah. And she's going to be playing a huge part in Hightail too. So will Miguel in Hightail. So, love them both. I can't wait. Rachel really was the one that, her voice is what pushed me to write this script. So, I mean, once we started working with her, she was, we're all new at this kind of, getting into this, but as we've been working, because we've already recorded a couple of times, and I just was like, I need to write this, because I just think it would work so well. And I really think we have talented people, and I think we can really make something good.
And that's what I wanted to kind of share with everybody that's watching, maybe on the Facebook Live and listening on the podcast. Like, this is something that we're all doing kind of like fully from just our heart. Like, we don't have really any money behind it or anything like that, but we have a lot of talented people that will be able to create some really great I think content that I think people will enjoy. And it's something that I've always wanted to do ever since I started listening to some audio drama podcasts. I was like, dude, I want to do that. I think that would be really cool. I want somebody else to experience the same thing I do, because a lot of times when I listen to an audio drama, I'm going on a long trip. I download 12 episodes of a season of something, and I listen to it. And it's, to me, like one of those things that I get so sucked into. And then you're looking forward to that next episode or that next twist or anything like that. So it's something that I think we're going to have a lot of success with. We just got to get to work. And then, talking about content and just in general, like that kind of stuff, I know Joe over here is doing a lot of streaming and working on like graphic design and just kind of learning a bunch of different programs. So kind of just tell me where you're at, Joe, and like what you're doing, and maybe plug yourself a little bit to anybody that might be interested in utilizing you.
For sure. I mean, I think that everybody can agree with me that this year has been kind of it's been pretty awful for a ton of people. I've been kind of in the minority of that, and I've been very I'm not trying to make light of a terrible situation, but this year has been very good to me. I ended up getting fired from my day job, which put me into a position where I could have like the time and the funding to kind of pursue something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Most of and maybe even before I realized that this is where kind of my art direction was headed, my creativity direction was headed in my life. But finally, I sat down and decided that I've worked in film for, I don't know, a little less than a decade.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Longer than what I actually thought about until you just said that.
Yeah. It has been that long. Jesus. I think I finally got to a point where I wanted to start making my own stuff. And what this year has afforded me was the time and the kind of the space to be able to kind of experiment with where I was headed creatively. And what this has allowed me to do is get to a point where I decided that I wanted to be able to, from a technical perspective, be able to shoot an entire feature film and be able to have the education and the skill to execute the every facet of the filmmaking process, from everywhere from writing to editing to actually filming to post-production to all that. So that was the goal. And I kind of set out to do that, and that is still, I'm still building this company, but as a byproduct of the equipment that I had, and because of COVID keeping us inside, kind of a very
like a blessing in disguise kind of situation.
Yeah, in a way, it was kind of it was an organic branch of what I'm still planning to do in my creative career, that I found along the journey.
Yeah.
That has been a lot of fun. I've also met a lot of really cool people in the process. So I started streaming on Twitch since I was playing video games in my spare time anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, and what that turned into was what seemed to me as like I said, an appropriate organic branch of my creative pursuits, and then that led any further. I with my Twitch streaming, which I'll tell you the name anyway, because it's kind of a short story behind the name.
What's your Twitch handle so that people know where to go?
It is McCready Gaming.
Okay.
And I'll tell the story behind that. Well, I'll tell it real quick. So because it kind of goes with it. So when I started streaming, an old friend of ours named Chris Bowser, he was a veteran who he actually goes by the handle Grenade Legs, and runs a non-for-profit called Heroes Meeting Heroes.
Okay.
Where he connects veterans with celebrities and other famous people to veterans who don't get to normally meet stars and stuff. He does a lot of really cool stuff, but he's been building on Twitch as well. So we jumped in the group. We started playing a lot of Among Us. Are you familiar?
Yeah, I am familiar, and I actually just bought a board
kind of
game that's very similar
right
to
now. When the premise of Among Us, when I first started playing, I realized it's kind of like the film The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. One
of my favorite, I think, film creators in general.
Yeah. And the concept of who's the imposter, it just seemed like that. So I went with a joke when I started playing with this large group of people, and I just started naming my character McCready, because R.J. McCready is Kurt Russell's character, and
I like that
in The Thing. And you can literally never go wrong with Kurt Russell. So,
no, absolutely not.
Right.
So that then that nickname kind of stuck. So
yeah.
McCready Gaming is where my Twitch handle is at. So
definitely follow that.
Yeah. So and I'm streaming inconsistently at this point, but because right now I'm really building up to kind of bring it back to the film company that I wanted to make, and McCready Gaming being a branch of the company, which is called Gray Matter Productions.
Okay.
Which if you remember, maybe this was, I think, literal years ago when I was on your podcast last.
Oh yeah.
But we had spoke to a podcast that I wanted to make, and it was going to be called the Gray Matter Podcast, and that was for my buddy who I worked in film for several years, Austin Gray. So the name is
still
there.
Ode to him.
It's an ode to him. Yeah, absolutely. And it's also turned into this kind of like, I don't know what we want to call it. Just a symbol for like all of the creative endeavors that I said I would do, but I've put off for too long.
Yeah, you got to get into it, man. You got to just go
You
do
know?
it. and having that blessing in disguise of like the pandemic and just, the real world job and that kind of thing, kind of, having those things happen are giving you that opportunity, I think, to work on that. Real quick before I hate to interrupt you, I apologize, but I'm just going to talk to the chat real quick. Miguel Pedroza said Flash, I think it's Flash Gets on YouTube, literally did a Thing Among Us mashup. So if you're listening to this or watching it, don't leave yet. At the end of the episode, go there and go to YouTube and check that out.
Nice.
But go ahead, like tell people what they can do and what you can do to work with them, and and then I forget, you probably took the notes, so I'm trying to remember what we're doing next.
And then I think we have some trivia to jump into.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And to add to this, like I said, McCready Gaming turned into an organic kind of branch of Open Sign Productions, especially with COVID. We have some stuff. I don't know how much you want to talk about at this point in time, but we have some stuff that I'm hopefully going to be working with you two, specifically for on the film end of Open Sign Production stuff.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to get into that. Because of COVID, though, like I said, it's kind of kept us inside.
Yeah.
So what this branch of McCready Gaming has done for me is I've kind of taken the same mentality of I want to do everything from scratch. From a technical side, at this point, it kind of feels like my ego's getting in the way, and I just need to do everything. But it's been incredibly educational. That's for sure.
You gotta do this stuff to learn it.
And kind of like what we were talking about off screen, it's like we gotta, before we can find our own voice, you kind of gotta do this creative stuff until you find what meshes. And I found out I really like design.
Yeah.
So soon, I don't know when, but that's gonna. I've been designing like graphic design. I've been designing Twitch overlays in my spare time.
Which I might be securing your services here soon, because I like the Juice and the AM overlay that I'm using right now, because the guy that made it was fantastic. I appreciated his help, but also at the same time, I kind of want to maybe change it up a little bit, because I want something specific for the podcast and then specific for the gaming.
Yeah. And dude, now I'm dissecting your your overlay over my other screen. But yeah, it's been so much. Like I said, I can't say enough how fortunate that I've been this year. This has been a very even from just a very personal perspective. I feel better than I've ever been in a creative space.
Nice.
I guess. So I feel like it's all good. I've had a lot of time to kind of search and find my creative direction.
Nice.
And this year has been very good to me.
Awesome. And so really quick, also Miguel Pedroza, he said, and specific for his OnlyFans. I might be streaming on OnlyFans soon. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Come on. Nobody wants to see this on OnlyFans. But yeah, so.
There's a niche market for everything.
We did talk, you did mention Kurt Russell, and Kurt Russell is a big, I think he works with Tarantino quite a bit. I think he's been in a lot of the films. I think he's played a lot of big parts. And Tarantino trivia is kind of what I wanted to do with both of you guys, because I know both of you guys are big fans of Tarantino's work, and I know that you guys can probably answer all of these, but I wanted to also let the chat in the group kind of, you guys can answer too, but I mean, these two guys, they got to do it on their own. So give it a few minutes before you throw your guys' answers in there, okay, please? And Cam Carey has liked the stream. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for doing that. That's one of your buddies, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, that's my roommate.
We played some video games with him.
Yeah. You will find him playing video games on Twitch with me quite a bit. His handle is Cam of Earth.
All right. So what I wanted to get into though is there's no really I mean, one of you guys will win this, and it could be one of those things where you guys both answer all the questions right. So for the last question, I'll let you guys like wager, how many points or how many answers you want to wager at the end, and we'll go from there. So the very first one I feel like is a softball. I didn't even think this through on how we would do this. So basically what I want to happen is I'm going to ask the question and we'll rotate. So I'll go with Jake first, and then I'll go to Joe. And then for the next question, we'll just flip that to Joe and then Jake, okay?
Okay.
All right. So the very first one, I feel like it's kind of a softball because I even knew this movie. Which Tarantino movie, Jake, opens in an airport?
Opens in an airport. Jackie Brown.
All right, Joe, is that also your answer as well?
Yes.
You guys are correct. An innocent flight attendant accidentally gets involved in a confusing situation, including police and an arms dealer in Jackie Brown. That is correct. Actually, okay. So the next question is Reservoir Dogs and From Dusk Till Dawn share a common phrase. Which is it? Joe, go first.
Ooh.
This one is a little tougher, right? Because I didn't know this at all. I mean, and I love From Dusk Till Dawn, and I don't even remember this line being said.
And Reservoir Dogs, you said?
Reservoir Dogs and From Dusk Till Dawn, this common phrase is used in both films. And then, all right, I'll give you a clue, too. In Reservoir Dogs, this was said when Joe Cabot, Lawrence Tierney, is leading the meeting with the Reservoir Dogs. In From Dusk Till Dawn, Seth Gecko, George Clooney, says it when he is kidnapping the Fuller family.
All I can think of, shit. I mean,
See, this
I
is
really
actually
don't know
a good
this one. That's a good question.
All right.
I can't think. I'll just to give an answer because I'm not certain of this that Gordon Gekko said this, but let's go to work.
Okay, Jake, do you know an answer?
I was gonna guess like something about tipping, but I don't think that's it. So.
All right, and anybody in the chat, Miguel Pedroza, do you know the line that they use? Because both of those are incorrect. All right, and we'll wait to see if he posts the answer, but basically I'll just share the answer with you guys. The answer is okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling. So Joe was close, get to work, but it was okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling. So that was a tough one. That was a good one. I'm glad that you guys got stumped on one.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
All right, so next question. In Jackie Brown, it is brought up that Ordell, Samuel L. Jackson, and Lewis, Robert De Niro, did time together in Huntsville, Texas. What other character from a Tarantino movie mentions Huntsville, Texas? Jake, go ahead first.
Ooh. Oh my God. Man, that's tough. That's a tough one.
We're actually not Tarantino fans.
Yeah.
Well, I said,
I was feeling pretty confident about this.
Some of these are very deep cuts.
I'm just trying to think. So they mentioned the prison in Huntsville, Texas, or just the town itself?
Yeah, so they just mentioned Huntsville, Texas.
You're asking what character?
What character from what other character from a Tarantino movie mentions Huntsville, Texas?
Can you give us the movie?
Oh, yeah. Kill Bill Volume 1.
Oh, it's I know. Is it Michael Madsen's part? I can't think of his name.
You can't remember his character?
I can't remember the character name.
All right.
It's blank.
So I'll let Joe. Do you have an answer?
No, I don't know.
All right, Miguel, I'm going to let you type too, but once again, the stream is a little bit behind our live talking right now, so I'll just give the answer. It is Buck from Kill Bill Volume 1. In one of the flashback scenes in Kill Bill Volume 1, the bride recalls him saying he was from Huntsville. Michael Madsen, which you guys got correct, as Bud from Kill Bill Volume 2, also lived in Texas at least at one point, but he lived in El Paso.
Jake got Michael Madsen correct. I just to be clear.
Yeah, so Jake,
I had no idea.
I would give Jake what, 2 half?
Yeah.
Jake has a half point, and
He's got a whole point.
You guys both have a point. So Jake has a point and a half. Joe has or 1 point. Next one, and we went with Jake first last time, so we're going with Joe. Which Tarantino movie did Harvey Keitel only talk over a phone in?
Who's going first? Is it Joe?
Joe, yeah. Only talked over a phone in. Harvey Keitel.
Oh.
I like, while you're thinking, Miguel Pedroza, Buck and Bill's brother, and I'm here to fuck.
Shit. I don't know.
This one, you have what? How many films has Tarantino done? 8?
Yeah, and I can count 2 for the lack of a phone because of the time period.
Correct.
So, and he was actually in Reservoir Dogs. He was actually in, what? He was actually in Pulp Fiction. He was he? Was it Jackie Brown?
We'll let Jake answer as well.
I'm gonna go with Jackie Brown.
I'm gonna go with.
You got this.
I'm just trying to think of all the films because I feel like this is a small part.
Yep, he only talked over a phone.
Yeah, it was a small part, and I'm gonna
Wait,
go with.
when you say talked over a phone, you meaning we didn't see him?
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I understood
Damn. Man, this is pretty good. Let's go with. I'm just gonna be safe and go Jackie Brown too.
All right.
I don't think that's it though.
So you guys are both incorrect, and I think Joe threw you guys off with the timeline thing because the answer is Inglourious Bastards. During World War II.
Well, the two that I was saying was the two what the Hateful Eight and Django.
Yeah. During World War II, a small Jewish American army known as the Bastards set out to kill as many Germans as possible. Their lives, as well as those of an evil man called the Jew Hunter, one of his victims who got away, and a traitor to the Germans, all intercept in 3 different plans to take place in a movie cinema. All right, number 5. Actor Michael Bowen played Buck in Kill Bill Volume 1. What role did he have in Jackie Brown? And we're starting with Jake. See, if you guys want, I can skip the Jackie Brown ones if that's not one that you guys are as familiar with.
No,
I love that.
Oh, it's just these questions are hard.
I love that movie. See, I thought Buck was played by Michael Madsen,
Right.
but it was a different person. I'm so confused now.
No, you did say Buck was played by Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that who you said, Justin?
Actor Michael Bowen played Buck in Kill Bill Volume 1. Oh, wait, that is true.
I don't understand that.
Michael Madsen, I'm sorry, was Bud. So you were close, but you were wrong.
Up.
So he's not even getting a 0.5 for that. So you guys are 1 apiece right now.
Okay, yeah, that's. I'm just trying to remember who Buck is. Oh, Buck is. I know who Buck is. He's the guy who he rapes her. He has the van.
Yep.
He plays the other detective in Jackie Brown. He's Michael Keaton's partner. I don't remember his name.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's Jake's answer. Joe,
You're right.
Do you know the name? Because you guys are both.
I don't know the name.
You guys are both on the right point. So I'm going to give Jake another half point. It is Detective Mark Dargis. He certainly changed sides of the law. He was also Mask number 2, a hitman in Godfather 3, who was sent to kill Don Vinny Mancini's Corleone. I prefer him as a bad guy. So that was that question. Let's move on. So Jake, now you do have 1.5 points. Number 7, who was Mr. White in Reservoir Dogs? What was the actor's name?
Is this Joe's?
Joe's first. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna screw this up.
You got it.
If it's a clue at all for both of you guys, this name has already been mentioned in one of the questions.
Yeah, I already knew who it was.
Is it Madsen? It's Michael Madsen.
Final answer?
Yeah.
No. Jake?
Harvey Keitel.
Whoa. Okay.
Harvey Keitel, who put up a lot of money. Harvey Keitel, who put up a lot of money to get this film made, played Mr. White. Hey, if Miguel, if you're in the chat, do you want to join the Zoom call? Just say something in there, because we'll do another like 5 or 6 questions if you want to join. Because he said he seems like he owns all, or he knows all.
He's
these
kicking
answers,
our ass
so
right now.
That's what he says. Let's see if he wants to join. I'll shoot you the link in Facebook. Yeah. Okay, and this next one should be easy. So we'll start with Jake. I think you guys will both get this. What independent film that was directed, written, and acted in by Quentin Tarantino was his first commercial success in 1992?
That he acted and directed.
He directed,
4 Rooms.
written, and acted in
4 Rooms.
Okay, Joe.
You said in 92?
Yeah, I think Jake, you already gave your final answer though for 4 Rooms. So Joe.
Yeah.
That's Reservoir Dogs then, isn't it?
Joe with a point. Is Reservoir
because
Dogs.
Pulp Fiction was 95 and then Rooms was after that, I thought.
Yeah. A group of thieves meet to organize a jewel robbery. To protect their identities from each other, they used code names. Harvey Keitel is Mr. White, Tim Roth is Mr. Orange, Michael Madsen is Mr. Blonde. Steve Buscemi dominates an early scene when he objects to his assigned code name, Mr. Pink. The opening slow-motion scene that finds the dog striding is a classic film technique often imitated. All right. I think this is a good one. This will start with Joe. I think you'll know this one as well. So right now we're at 1.5 for Jake, 2 for Joe. Which Tarantino movie was really only half a movie, the other half being directed by Robert Rodriguez?
Oh, the Grindhouse double feature.
What was the name of it though?
Of Quentin's version?
So Tarantino was only half.
Death Proof.
There you go. So Jake, is that what are you thinking? Do you think it's Death Proof as well?
Death Proof, yeah.
All right, so you guys both got that. So we've got Death Proof. A creepy weirdo named Stuntman Mike has always enjoyed one thing more than anything else, and that is selecting a group of women and killing them in bizarre ways. Only this time, the group he has chosen are a lot more capable than the ones in the past. All right, he says he's good. He's screaming at the screen right now. Okay.
Yeah, I read.
Let's see. So right now, Joe's got a 0.5 lead, right? Or no, Jake has a. Well, God, I'm losing track.
I thought Jake had a lead on me.
Yep. So you guys, Jake's 2.5, Joe's 2.0. And then I want to find a good one. So, all right. So this is going to start with Jake, correct?
Yeah, I think.
Who shot Marvin in the face?
Vincent Vega.
Joe,
Vincent Vega.
What is your answer?
Yeah. Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face. Yeah, it's Vince Vega. It's what's his name? John Travolta.
Yep. So that's 3.5 for Jake, 3.0 for Joe. This will be the last one before the last one that you guys can put some points on. So Joe, This is going to start with you. Quentin Tarantino experiments with many genres of film. What genre did he pay homage with his 1995 film Jackie Brown? All right, Miguel, I'm going to send you the link invite, by the way. So if you do want to jump in, you're more than welcome to.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, it's the film. What kind of genre was the film? Oh, I'm sorry, I just screwed it up. Quentin Tarantino experiments with many genres of film. What genre did he pay homage to with his 1995 film Jackie Brown?
Shit.
I think this is a good one because it's one that you guys may not be familiar with. This is a question that I did know.
I don't know this answer,
which I'm kind of excited about.
I don't know what he Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Jake, what film genre?
I don't know the name. I know it's like Motown, like It's like Motown something. It has to do with because I play the music in it and the. I can't think of
close. You're close.
Yeah, I know it, and I can't think of it. But when you say it, I'll be like, yeah.
So. You guys will both know it as soon as I say it. So the answer is blaxploitation. So blaxploitation came about as films began to emerge as black actors and filmmakers attempted to tap into black moviegoers as audiences. Such films addressed the black culture that was not portrayed in typical Hollywood fare. Tarantino denied the blaxploitation label, but it is certainly clear that the film is an homage to that genre. Pam Grier, who is sometimes referred to as the queen of blaxploitation films, came on board to play Jackie Brown, a character not unlike title roles she played in Coffee and Foxy Brown. Tarantino adapted Elmore Leonard's 1982 novel Rum Punch into a screenplay and directed. Yeah. So there you go. One more question. So you guys there's 3.5 to Jake and 3 to Joe. So let me find this next one that should be tough. Because you guys gotta be able to wager on it.
I gotta trust my gut.
All right, so let's see here. Okay, no, that would be too easy. So I was gonna ask you guys because I like From Dusk Till Dawn. What character does Tarantino play in Dusk Till Dawn? This is not the question. This is just I think you guys will both know that.
Yeah, I know it.
You guys can both say it since I'm looking.
He's Gecko's. He's one of the Gecko brothers. I can't think of his name, but
I've got to go.
I really don't. I don't know his first name either.
Yeah, I don't remember it
Gordon
either.
Gekko.
It's Richard Gecko.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Richard Gecko. All right, and the last question. Before we say the last question, I want you guys to decide how many points that you want to wager. Since Jake is at 3.5, you can go first on how many you want to wager.
I'm going to, you know what, all in. Actually, 3 points.
3 points. Okay, 3 points. Joe, how many are you going to go with 3 as well? Are you going to go all in?
Yeah.
All right, so
kind of have to.
According to at least 2 of Tarantino's movies, which is a very painful place to be shot? Before you answer, both of you guys think of your answer.
Okay.
Got it.
And make sure you're not going to change it. You can't change it. This is all on the honor system. Joe, go first.
In the belly.
Jake?
Hey, what was the question again?
According to at least 2 of Tarantino's movies, which is a very painful place to be shot?
Yeah, belly.
You guys are both saying belly?
Yep.
Final answer?
Yes.
Final answer.
It's actually the kneecap. In Kill Bill Volume 2, Bill says to Beatrix, Uma Thurman, that the next shot would be in her kneecap and that he hears that as a painful place to be shot. In Reservoir Dogs, Mr. White, Harvey Keitel, tells Mr. Orange, Tim Roth, that along with the kneecaps, the gut is the most painful place you can be shot. So you guys were fucking close. You guys were close.
Yeah,
I remember him saying the gut.
Yep.
Part.
Reservoir Dogs is exactly what I was thinking of when he's shot in the stomach. Yeah.
He did say 2 movies.
Yeah. You guys were close, but you did not get it. So Jake takes the win with a 0.5 points.
With a
0.5. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of research the next time before we do the next trivia, because I think we
was
need to do it again.
way too confident about that game.
We need to do it again for sure. I thought you guys were gonna destroy that, but
Yeah.
That moves, unless Miguel Pedroza jumps in, which he is free to jump in whenever he wants. If he decides to, he will have, he said, some questions as well for Quentin Tarantino films. But let's move on into the next section that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And anybody that's in the chat, go ahead and share what you guys think as well. I want to know, both of you guys, we can start. Oh, there he is. We're admitting him. We're admitting him. Let's see if he shows up here. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Here we go.
What's up, Deadman? They showed a poor performance, didn't they, Deadman?
That was pretty bad, guys.
It was atrocious.
Really?
Yeah.
Blaxploitation. Literally, it's in the ending credits. Did you guys not read that?
It was on the tip of my tongue, and I'll be honest. I wasn't confident in the answer.
Oh, I love
I
it.
know-
He actually.
I know
gives-
I know you're disappointed in me. I'm sorry.
I am a little bit. Yeah. Aside from the gut, the kneecap. Aside from the kneecaps, the gut is the most painful place to be shot. Harvey Keitel. Come on,
Yep.
guys. Really,
All right.
Mr. White.
Miguel, you did say in the
I
chat
knew
that
that.
you
I
had some
knew
good
it.
trivia
that was good.
questions. So I wanted you to jump in, and you can hang out as long as you want. If you want to hang out after you ask your questions, we've got a few more things that we're going to go through, and we're going to do like another game at the end as well. Deadman, if you want to stay, but go ahead and throw out your trivia questions.
So let's talk a little bit about a movie that he did sell. The reason he sold it was to actually finance Reservoir Dogs. That movie being, of course, True Romance.
Okay.
I love True Romance. Yep.
So there
heard of
are
it.
some very, very specific, very cool trivia things
I'm
that I
gonna do
know about
terribly
True
in this.
Romance. And it's actually one of my all-time favorite movies. It was my introduction not only to Tarantino, but that really, really dark movie setting. You know, that like ultra violence, nothing
Uh-huh.
is Hollywood. Everything is really, really dark. And what's really funny is, I'm sorry, I completely blanked on your name.
Me, Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Hey
won't
Joe,
forget.
what are you doing with that gun in your hand?
So let's start with that then. What's the name of the pimp of Dakota? That Joe.
Joe starts.
Give,
I have
give me
no
a second
answer,
here.
by the way.
We'll do this Jeopardy style. If you don't know, say pass. It'll go to the next person. You look like him. That's why I had to ask the question.
Well, it's one of my favorite
Actors.
damn it, it's something weird. Fuck, man.
It's right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God.
Before we
It's-
get pulled off of Facebook for copyright,
Shit, I don't
want
wanna,
to take that off there.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. I can't think of it. I mean,
pass?
it's one of Gary Oldman's greatest performances
It
in
is,
that
yeah.
short little bit in his dreadlocks and his weird eye. Oh shit!
So he's
can't
got
think- I
the
can't
actor
think of his
right
name.
then, right, Deadman?
Say again.
He's got the actor right then, right?
He's got the actor right.
Okay.
Jake, what is it?
I don't know. I don't remember. I know. I'm
I'm gonna-
disappointed in myself.
I love
I'm gonna
that. Hate
movie,
this when you
too.
tell me.
Drexel.
Drexel. Fuck.
Yeah.
See.
I love it.
He's always got crazy, awesome villain names like
Oh, yeah.
Carnegie and what was that
Oh.
one?
Let's jump off of that then. Who did Drexel kill in his first scene in the entire movie? There was one very famous actor in that scene. He killed two people, one of them being
got
a
it.
very famous actor.
I got it. Sam Jackson. Oh, sorry. I just threw it out there.
That's all right. Jake, what do you think?
I can't even think of it. It's been so long since I've watched the movie that I don't know. I don't remember.
Joe gets it.
Sam
It is
Jackson.
Sam Jackson.
I do remember because that movie is littered with huge names for
It
very
is.
small parts.
Yeah.
So, speaking of very small parts for very huge names, who played Elvis? in
I
his
do
original-
know this one.
Oh, it's
Let-
Jake's
this one
turn
too.
to start.
What's that?
It's your
It's
turn.
Jake.
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 Go for it, Jake.
It's Val Kilmer, isn't it?
100%. 100%. Val Kilmer.
Is it Val
Nice.
Kilmer?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
There
Yeah,
you
okay.
go. There we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, there was also another famous actor who also was in Reservoir Dogs, who played an actor in this movie. Who is it?
Oh, I can't think of his fucking name.
He was
Uh,
oh yeah.
I can't think of
Joe?
his actual name.
The character names are getting you guys.
I can't think of his
want the
I
name of
can't
the-
think of his
I want
actor
the
name
the
either.
actor.
I
want
can't
name
think of the actor
actor
name right now. It's
Now,
the guy
he
that
didn't
would.
have a big part in Reservoir Dogs, so don't confuse the two, because I know who you're thinking of, but it's not that person. He was in Reservoir Dogs in a very minute role, but he played an actor in.
Yeah, the guy that went on
Menace.
that went on the roller coaster with him.
I hope that everybody that is listening to this as a podcast is screaming at their phone right now, or their speakers, or their TV, or their car.
And the dude's in everything too.
He's in a ton of things.
Yeah,
This is one of my favorite parts of his.
I see his face plastered on a sports ad recently on YouTube. Fuck, I don't remember his name.
All right, Jake.
Is it Steve Buscemi?
No, Michael Rappaport.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that guy.
I forgot he was even in that.
Yeah, he goes in the auditions for TJ Hooker as one of the getaway drivers.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love Michael Rappaport too. Damn it. It's been a while since I've seen it. It really has been.
So let's at least keep going in this vein of big actors in small roles.
Okay.
There was one actor who it was rumored, although technically true, to be his very first on-film role.
Ooh.
Jake.
Oh, I got Brad Pitt.
Joe?
Not rumored to be his very first on-film role. Brad Pitt is too old in that movie. Right?
And I could be way because I think Dumb and Louise was Brad Pitt's like first big role, but I don't know.
I don't think it's Brad Pitt.
You got a smaller stable of actors to work with Tarantino too, right?
Sort of. Like when it comes to cameos and stuff like that, he does like to stuff people in there just because they're really interesting, and sometimes like it
And
hurts
this-
their career.
And this is a Tony Scott film.
Uh-huh.
3 seconds.
I don't know.
It is actually Brad Pitt.
Oh.
Wow.
He's the guy on the couch.
Well, yeah, because he's like, you keep driving, and don't make. Oh. Then
Don't
you keep
condescend
driving.
to me, motherfucker. I'll kill you.
All right, so Deadman, I appreciate you doing the trivia, but I did.
Oh, that's it. That's it. I got like two more.
I'll give you one more
Two more. Come on.
because we're
And,
already.
and I won't leak your nudes.
All right, we're already at
Because right
48
now we're at
minutes.
a tie.
We're at
a tie
48.
between
Yep,
two
we're at
and
48 minutes, so these answers better be quick.
All right. So, there was an actor who was actually considering retiring right before he got the part for this movie. He kills the father. What is the actor? Joe, it's your turn to start. Very famous actor, and he was actually considering retiring the year before he got this role. And in this role, he kills Christian Slater's father in the movie. Who's the actor?
Oh,
Jake says he's got it, so hopefully Joe.
Yeah, but it's Joe.
Hopefully Joe comes up with it.
I don't know.
And-
Pass.
Jake?
it's Christopher Walken.
It is Christopher Walken.
Oh, duh, I completely forgot about that scene.
That's my
no,
favorite scene in
that's
the whole
bad.
movie.
And real
That's
quick-
bad. I was like, who the fuck is Christian
Yeah.
Slater's father in that movie? Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And he gets killed by Christopher Walken.
Real quick,
and of course,
Deadman, what year was this film that you're talking about?
off the top of my head, I don't fucking remember.
Okay, was it
Or
90s?
it's early 90s.
Okay.
Really early 90s.
Okay.
He sold the rights to this film because he wanted to originally write and direct it. I'd even play one of the parts in it, but nobody knew him as a director. Nobody knew him as a writer. So they were like, we'll buy it off you and we won't change much,
Right.
but
It changed the ending.
they changed the end. They changed two aspects. They changed one, the ending, and Drexel.
Yeah.
That was the other thing they changed.
All right, last
Believe it
question.
or not, they changed Drexel to be more offensive. And originally Drexel was supposed to be like an English immigrant. That's why Gary Oldman was cast. And then to make it make sense in the city that they were in, they changed the Drexel part to be this wannabe white boy thug thing going on. So the last question is, what does Dakota write on the napkin at the end of the movie?
And Jake starts.
And Jake starts.
I'm not even gonna try and waste time. I don't know.
Pass.
My
Yep.
fucking heart, Jake.
I know. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Joe.
Doesn't he write fuck off or something?
No, Dakota, the girl, writes it.
Shit. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I
don't even
know
wanna
what you're
try to-
talking about now, but I don't know.
It's
I don't
actually the DVD special edition cover. You're so cool.
Yeah. That's a
She
good.
writes it on a napkin.
That's a good one.
Well, you
haven't
should
owned
start a
fit-
podcast where you just do trivia.
I haven't owned physical media in ages, man.
So
I
that,
do an entertainment podcast.
and that is the VT Network. Anybody that's listening and you guys want to check out Deadman over there. But let's
definitely,
let's
dude.
move on from the trivia to
Jake wins, by the way.
Jake wins that one. Jake won 2-0 against Joe. We're gonna do
It
another one.
it wasn't a very good outing. Though.
Yeah,
It was bad.
We'll definitely
That was
do it
pretty
more
bad.
because I think it's really fun to do that. I think it's great. But the next section that we wanted to talk about, Deadman, we talked about it prior to the podcast, so you're just hearing this the first time. So I'll start with those two guys first. What is something that you're watching right now, Jake, or something that you've watched recently that you don't think anybody knows about, but somebody that they should watch?
Like a series.
A series or a movie, anything that you think people should watch.
I think so. A movie, and me and Johnny really like it. Jonathan Botten. Logan Lucky is like one of my favorite movies right now.
That's a good
It's got a good cast. It's the same writers and directors from the Ocean 11 movies. It's just hilarious, and it's a smart movie.
And-
it's so smart.
Can I add something with that? Like I actually watched that just kind of like I was scrolling through. I'd seen it so many times, and I'm a big fan of that kind of style and everything. I feel like Daniel Craig's range that he shows in that film is actually pretty fucking cool.
He's unbelievable. He is so great. I mean, the fact that dude's James Bond and he plays a West Virginian, like, kind of
Hillbilly.
idiot. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a great movie, though.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really
Adam
good.
Driver's hilarious in it. It's just good.
So anybody
It's good.
listening or watching along or any way you consume this product, if you've skipped over Logan Lucky like I did for a long time, just click on it and watch it. Check it out.
It is. It's great.
And then we'll go on to Joe.
Logan Lucky's great, man. That's one of my that's a near and dear one for me. I love Steven Soderbergh.
You know who I really like too is Adam Driver. I think he gets a
I do
lot of
too.
shit.
I think he's
he gets a
incredible.
lot of shit though.
He does a really awesome. I don't know if you knew this, but he was a United States Marine.
Yeah, I did. Hear
And
that.
he owns this really awesome foundation where he tries to get stage plays and performance to people in the armed forces. It's very cool.
That is
Yeah.
very
Cool
cool.
what he does.
And even fun. Another fun fact. So I graduated from University of Indianapolis. He went there for I think a semester or two.
Mm-hmm.
There's in the theater building, because I worked there for a long time. There is a picture of him. He was playing. I can't remember one of those old plays. It's goofy as hell, but there's a picture of him down there when he was doing a play,
That's really cool.
and it's kind of famous in the building now.
Mhm.
Like people kind of go down there to go look at it because I mean he got huge within the last few years. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, with Star Wars and everything. But yeah.
So Joe, what is something somebody should check out that if they didn't know about it, or they probably don't know about it, and you think they should check it out?
Trying to think what I've seen. Let's probably so I'm a big time travel geek.
Yes, me too.
I love that stuff. One that was kind of a blind spot for me in the time travel genre was a movie called Time Crimes. Have you
Okay.
guys heard of it?
Nope.
No, it's a Spanish film, and it's very simple in its premise. Guy stumbles upon a time travel machine and he ends up in a loop. But it's very clever. It's very subtle. It's very clever. I bring it up. I'm trying to watch more foreign movies.
Right.
You miss out on so much great storytelling. If you don't branch out into that. So
Time Crimes.
Time Crimes. It came out in 2007, I think.
What would you find it on like anything streaming, or would you have to look specifically for it somewhere?
Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. I think it's on Shudder.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Shudder, or it might be on Amazon Prime as well.
Oh, I'm sure you can find it on there. You can find anything if you're willing to pay a little bit of money for it. So Joe's is Time Crimes. What the one I thought Jake was going to go with was the one that he sent me a text about that he would like to write something similar to it. What is that? What is that film again?
Out of the Furnace. It's great.
Out of the Furnace.
Movie.
So,
Oh, that's good. That's real.
Yeah.
That's a real throwback to like the kind of dismal, kind of depressing thrillers of the 70s.
right.
That one's good. That one's good.
Yeah. It's for some reason it got really overlooked, and a lot of people don't know about it. It has such an all-star cast.
Yeah.
And it's right after it was the first film Bale did after the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Did you watch it, Justin?
Not yet. I'm going to do it this weekend.
Good. Watch it. It's
Out of the Furnace. All right.
Yeah.
Deadman, last one.
I am an infinite wealth of knowledge of shit no one's ever heard of.
Right. So what do you think
So,
somebody needs to do right now, though? Like the most important one that you think people don't know about that they should see? There's got to be something off the top of your
On a
head.
technical level, on a very, 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 very artistic and technical level, direction,
The Room.
acting, tone, beautiful. Like, I don't think anybody. I know a lot of people have like heard of it, but nobody's ever seen it. Bunraku.
Bunraku.
It is.
I thought you were going to say The Room.
No. I've seen the Room is well known, but Bunraku, it is a gorgeous film. Trying to remember what the fuck his name is. Hold on.
While you're doing that, I'm going to give mine because it'll just be quick, and it's probably it's probably well known now because so many people have talked about it. But Train to Busan.
I like that too.
That fucking movie. I have not.
Best zombie flick I've seen in ages.
I don't think I've ever. It's like I've said this on the podcast 100 times. Like up until my baby was born, I hadn't cried from the time I was 8 years old until then. And that movie, Train to Busan, was the closest I think I've gotten to crying from watching a film. Like for some reason that got me.
The second one is out already. It's called Peninsula.
Oh really?
Yeah, it looks good too.
Yeah, I already saw it.
Mm-hmm. It's like more apocalyptic.
But
yeah, it looks pretty good.
So
they have that
right
animated one too, don't they?
I don't think they've animated it. No,
I thought there was an animated.
there might be.
I'm pretty sure there's an
something.
animated film that goes in the Train to Busan lore.
nice.
In the same world.
So Bunraku is Josh Hartnett, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson,
Holy shit.
Ron Perlman, Kevin McKidd, Shun Shigasta, Jordy Meth, Mike Patton, just a heavyweight class. And this thing is told like it's so stylistic. It's told like a pop-up storybook. So all the colors are highly, highly contrasted. It's got samurai, Vikings. It's got a Josh Hartnett plays kind of like an old school detective type. Just wicked layered story.
I was just thinking, where has that guy been? I love that guy.
He
I
kind of
like him
quit
too.
out of Hollywood. He's done more voice acting lately, but this came out in 2010. And I can tell you, like, from like as somebody who wants to be a director and somebody who's directed stuff and written stuff and tried to make it as stylized as possible, Bunraku, Bunraku,
All right.
just
Watch it.
just gorgeous,
Watch
just
it.
absolutely gorgeous.
That sounds awesome.
All right, so we are running low on time. The wife's already sending me text asking me how long we have. So we did have a couple other sections, but that just means Joe and Jake that we got to do this again as well. Deadman with you.
I'm up for it.
Of course.
but we're going to move on to our final game, which I'll explain to you guys right now. I just sounded like Purd from fucking Parks and Rec. I told you what I was going to say and then said it. But anyways, this is a game that is kind of a ripoff of the Adam Carolla show. They play a game called the Rotten Tomatoes game, and it's literally what they do in their game is they pick a slate of movies. Everybody writes down their score. Then they release, like they say their score of the Rotten Tomatoes percentage. So basically, say they throw out 007 Goldeneye or something like that. They have to guess how close. They have to guess the percentage on Rotten Tomatoes, and whoever's the closest percentage-wise. It's like kind of like golf. You want the lowest score, so you want to get as close to that percentage as possible. So I kind of bastardized this game a little bit to not completely steal it from them and kind of go in my direction. And I decided to call it the Tomato Meter Movie Death Match because it's pitting two movies against each other. And what I want each one of you guys to do is to guess which movie had the higher Rotten Tomatoes score, and then I want as a side bet to make sure that we don't have ties because you guys might guess all the same movies. I want you guys also to guess what the score is. And if Joe, if you could do me a favor and write down the percentage and then what everybody guesses as well, and we'll run through this. Does that sound does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
I know it sounds ridiculous and a little confusing. But we're gonna go ahead and start because, like I said, I'm on a time limit here. So the first two movies, these are both near and dear to my heart, and every one of these movies I'm gonna give a little bit of information about from just me personally. The first movie is Christmas Story versus It's a Wonderful Life. Christmas Story is big to me because that's the one that played all day. I would go to my family Christmas or whatever we would do. I would sit on the couch, watch that, fall asleep, wake up, maybe finish it, maybe be starting back over and watching it again. I really enjoy it, even though it does get a lot of shit for not being that good of a movie. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, it just sucks because it's overplayed, that kind of thing. But I still do enjoy watching it. And then the second one, It's a Wonderful Life, is my number one favorite Christmas movie of all time. I watch it all the time, and I know that there's even people that say it's not necessarily a Christmas movie. It just happens during Christmas time, kind of like Die Hard, I guess. But it's still, to me,
hey, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
we won't get into that debate because I don't really care one way or the other. I think it's cool to say it's a Christmas movie, but don't really care.
By the way, Joe, you don't have to worry about that. I'll keep score. I'll sit this game out and I'll just keep score.
Okay.
Okay.
So first, both of you guys. We'll start with Jake. Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life. Which one has the higher tomato meter percentage?
I love both movies, but I would definitely say It's a Wonderful Life has a higher percentage.
What?
So I'm pretty sure it was nominated for like Academy Awards and stuff. So
what percentage would you guess it is? Between 0 and 100.
96.
All right. Joe, Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I think Wonderful Life is definitely going to have the higher percentage.
And what percentage would you like to guess?
I'm gonna go just a tad lower, and we're gonna go closer to like 91.
All right. So that's a very great job by both of you guys. Very fantastic work. I thought that it might trip you up with the Christmas Story. I kind of undersold Christmas Story. Christmas Story is certified fresh at 89%. But It's a Wonderful Life is also certified fresh at 94%.
Wow.
So Jake said 96%. Joe said 91. Jake was 2 away. Joe was 3 away. All right, so the next one is something that I am excited to hear your guys' thoughts on. This is going to be, I think, tougher for both of you guys because these are not known as extremely competent Christmas films. The first film, The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, and Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way was successful.
So
am I starting now?
So we'll start with Joe. Which one between the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, and Jingle All the Way is the higher score. Before you do that real quick, the reason that I threw Santa Claus 3, the escape clause is Jen, my wife, watches the Santa Claus movies every Christmas. She watches all 3 of them. And I can't stand them. They're not my favorite at all. I'm not a fan of them. And then Jingle All the Way I threw in there because I keep seeing like commercials for it or like clips of it on TV. And I just remember loving it as a kid. So that's why I added those 2.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way was I watched over and over and over again as a kid. But yeah, I definitely have to go with that. That for the it is my go, right?
Yeah,
First?
and
Okay.
you're going with that as the higher score.
Yes, definitely. One, if you get into the third iteration of any movie, it's going to go down in meter typically. I'm going to say nostalgic factor has got this one, so I think it's going to be higher than I would expect. So I'm going to go with. I'm gonna say a solid 70.
You got. I'm gonna just try to help a little bit. You got to remember it's 0 to 100, and this is by critics.
Right.
So
yeah, I understand.
I went by the critic score. So you went with 70%.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. Between
I'll go
Santa
Jingle
Claus
All the Way
3.
too.
Just because they're critics doesn't mean they don't have an unconscious sense of nostalgia that feeds into their criticism. It happens.
And those scores are constantly updated.
Yes, they are.
I'll go Jingle All the Way as well. I'll go 75.
All right. So you guys are both way off. You're right on the movie. The Santa Claus 3, the escape clause was 17%.
Wow. About right.
You were wrong.
Or it should be.
You were wrong on your film though. Jingle All the Way was 15%.
Damn, really?
Both certified rotten.
I really thought that one would have.
So Joe made up a few points on that because he was 5 points lower than Jake. But yeah, those movies are both fucking stinkers in the eyes of the critics, no matter how much they are nostalgic about them. All right.
He was Sinbad, man. God.
And the Hitchcock reference.
Yep. Thank you, Paul Schroyer, for sharing the stream. I appreciate it. Paul Schroyer and the Pointless Discussions crew slowing down there and potentially ending that podcast. We will miss you guys, but I'm sure you're going to be working on a lot of other projects, especially with us. The next 2 movies. This is the last round here. This is actually kind of I think, interesting matchup because this is the same movie, at the same subject matter. So the first movie is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, year 2000. The other one is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1967. So the animated version in 1967. And then the How the Grinch Stole Christmas, year 2000 was the one with Jim Carrey. And we will be starting with Jake on this one as well.
I'm going to go with... Oh, man, that's a tough one. That's a good question because, I mean, I'm just going to go with 67 since it's the original. I'm going to say that has the higher rating. And I'm going to say its rating is, I'll say 92.
92. Okay. Joe, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1967. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 2000. Live action.
Can't believe it's been 20 years.
That's fucking crazy.
That's weird.
Right?
Yeah, thanks for that. I can't remember. I was just trying to think back to remember how well it was received.
And the toughest part about these Christmas movies and doing this deathmatch thing is I feel like Christmas movies have a lot of place in people's hearts. Like they love certain movies. Like, for example, The Grinch from the year 2000, watch it every year. I don't know necessarily if I watch the animated one every year, but I definitely watch the one with Jim Carrey every year.
I watch that hard.
Love for Christmas movies are all nostalgia bias, one way or the other. I'm gonna go with 60 with the 67 version too.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say a little lower. I'm actually gonna go closer to 75.
75% for Joe. All right, so this is a tight game here. How the Grinch Stole Christmas in the year 2000 is certified rotten at 49%. 49%. And then How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1967, one of a handful of movies on Rotten Tomatoes certified fresh at 100%.
Ooh.
Wow.
Every
So
critic
Jake wins that one.
Didn't know that.
Every
Yeah.
critic that has ever reviewed The Grinch Who Stole Christmas 1967 has given it a positive review. 100%. Every single one of them, which I think is insane with
That
the
is
amount
insane.
of people that are critics and the amount of people that watch these films and critique these films. So that's 2 for 2 for Jake, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Joe on 1 and Jake on 2.
Yep. So the last thing that I wanted to do before I got out of here was just a little bit of news, just because I thought this was interesting and I wanted you guys to kind of hear about it too. You probably already have. HBO will be streaming all Warner Brothers films from 2021 simultaneously as they come out in theaters. I'm pumped for this on HBO Max. What do you guys think about it?
I'm not pumped for it. I'm not pumped.
Why is that?
Because we're about to see. This is the start of the death of movie theaters.
That is
and
possible.
I don't like to see that. So I like it. I mean, I understand we're in a new age of, where we watch things through streaming, and I get that. I love it too. I enjoy it, especially with COVID going on. But man, like nothing is like one of these days, like your kid, your they're going to grow up. They may not even know what a movie theater is.
That's true.
And I just think that's sad. But that's how much I love film and going to the movie theater and how much of an event it was.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think people will enjoy it, and I think it's good for the situation going on with COVID, but I don't want to see movie theaters fail though. I really don't.
All right, Joe, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that sentiment. I'm curious. I mean, I love the movie experience, the movie theater experience as well. Even before it's sad because even for COVID, the theater experience was going out the door.
Right.
It's the way that the model was moving. What I am curious about is, so you said that they will be simultaneously releasing them in movie theaters and on their streaming service?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious how long they will be able to support that.
Right.
Because Disney showed that direct to release without the theater without the theater release for Mulan failed horribly.
Yeah. Their problem
and
was
nobody wants to spend $20 or $30 on a video rental.
So that'll be the difference with HBO. They're streaming them no cost.
It's just the subscription
cost, yeah.
That you're paying for, and like if you're an AT&T member, they're offering HBO Max for their that service if you have their cell phone service.
Yeah.
It's
cool. I gotta look into that.
Yeah. It's interesting. I haven't personally searched through the HBO Max library yet.
They got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm kind of with Jake on it's sad to see the movie theater experience going in the direction that it is. It's kind of dying out. But what I would hope is that I don't really know how to word this in a way that because it's not a fully fledged out thought yet, I guess. I just hope that the direction of film in general, people who love film and enjoy the movie theater experience and the big heads that are like actually involved in decision making when it comes to the model or whatever. I hope that we will eventually be able to put our heads together and figure out a model that works to kind of preserve that experience in one way or another. I don't know what that answer is.
Right.
But it is sad to me. I do agree, but I also But this also means I have another giant library of movies that I can see. You know what I'm from a purely accessible what's accessible to me
Right.
perspective. That's awesome.
Yeah. Deadman, I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds because I gotta end this soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm rambling. Go on. I'm good.
Thoughts on the HBO thing?
I think it's an awesome thing. I do not see movie theaters going away at all for one very, very big and strict reason. It's that some companies simply will not stream. Warner Brothers has been literally the last one to capitulate to any kind of streaming service, and I congratulate them for saying fuck it, full send. However, that itself is showing us that, yeah, they were still holding on to hope. They were still holding on to this because so many movie companies will not stream. They will not go to DVD. We have that Regal just closed down for not being able to premiere James Bond's new movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like that in itself is letting us know that we're not going anywhere. This is a solid industry, and nobody loves going to the fucking movies more than me because I have to buy popcorn. It doesn't matter if I walk into a goddamn theater, I buy popcorn.
Yeah.
Even if I don't see a movie.
Yeah.
All right, this has happened several times. I've been made fun of for it. Now, going back to the rest of it, I think this is an awesome fucking thing because so much of a movie's budget is spending on
Advertising.
advertising,
Yep.
is spending on distributing the film, getting the rights distributed to certain theaters, bidding wars for who's going to be able to premiere when and how. This is going to open up so much more of an avenue of people being able to debut and not have to fucking worry about who they're competing against. Like when movies get swept under the rug because they debut the same weekend as another huge giant movie. How many movies did The Matrix destroy?
Right.
How many movies did Star Wars destroy?
Right.
Yeah.
There are so many movies that came out in December with even the 3 sequels that we have no fucking clue. We saw them 2 months later, like, oh fuck, that came out right.
Yeah.
Shit, it's on DVD already.
So we got a positive and negative response to that, and I also want to just say thank you to all of you guys for joining. I appreciate you, Deadman, jumping in last minute and just kind of hanging out. And Joe, I appreciate you as well. We kind of already said where we can find everybody, and like I said, I'm on a time crunch. So what we'll do is if you guys send me all your guys' social and how people find you, I'll put it in the show notes and in the podcast and everything like that. Just shoot me that email, and I appreciate everybody that watched and followed along on Facebook, even though it's a Saturday and I know you guys are busy. So once again, Jake, I appreciate you joining. Joe, I appreciate you joining. Miguel, we will see you guys soon, and I'll plan another one of these and we'll do some more trivia. We'll just do something a little different, and we'll see you guys here soon, okay?
Yeah, I got to review myself for that performance.
Yep. Peace out, guys. I appreciate you joining.
It was fun, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.